everyone. My name is Nanda Intan Pratiwi with student ID number 632-50645. I'm from the Accounting Information System Study Program. On this occasion, I will discuss the topic of smoking in campus area. The reason I chose this topic is because I think it is a very interesting issue to discuss and important to pay attention to, especially in relation to the dangers of cigarettes and cigarette smoke to health. Some people may consider it a minor issue, merely a habit or a way to relieve stress. However, its real closer smoking on campus is not just a matter of personal choice. It's a matter of shared responsibility. When someone smoking in a public space, the earth is no longer theirs alone, but belongs to everyone who breathes it. Campus should be a place that reflects knowledge, awareness, and discipline. However, seeing cigarette butts skirted around of students smoking near classroom show that awareness still needs to be cultivated. This is not just about prohibiting smoking, but about building a culture of mutual respect for health, the environment, and others. I believe that real change does not start with strict rules, but with understanding. If a very student truly understands why smoking is harmful, not only to the body, but also to the academic atmosphere, then the smoke-free area rules will not feel like a prohibition, but rather a mutual agreement. So, let's make the campus a place where everyone can breathe freely. In this video, especially in the second part, I will explain the material about WH question word. Here's the explanation. Important that will be discussed in the material are question word. 1. Introduction. 2. Definition. 3. Function. 4. Types. 5. General formula and example sentence. 6. Variation of how. And 7. Conclusion. Introduction. Have you ever wondered about question words like who, what, where, when, why, and how? They are called the question word in the world of grammar. WH question words are key to understanding how we construct effective and informative questions. To fully understand what is called the question word of what can also be called question word, let's briefly discuss what WH question words actually are, why they are informative, and how they help us understand the broader context in everyday conversation. Definition WH question word. Question word, or what we later call WH question, are interrogative words often used to ask questions in non-clauses or adjective clauses, such as asking about reason, time, place, object, people, and many others. Sound familiar, right? That's right. WH questions are commonly called the 5W plus 1H in Indonesia. They help us obtain the information we need in conversation or writing. Next, function of WH question word. 1. Asking for specific information. 2. Asking about people, place, times, reason, manner, ownership, and Preference. 3. Starting and maintaining conversation. 4. Showing curiosity. 5. Answering the other person understanding. Next, there are also types of WH question word, namely what, where, why, when, what, which, was, and how. Definition of Earth's WH question word. What? What is a question word in English used to ask about object, activity, or concept that occur or are involved in a particular event, activity, or context. Its function is to obtain information about a particular object, activity, or concept in a conversation or situation. Apart from that, what also functions to find information about something. The word what can also be used to ask for depreciation or confirmation of what someone else said. Where? Where is an interrogative word used to ask about the place or location where an event or action takes place. It helps us find out where something happened or exists in a conversation or situation. Why? Why is an interrogative word used to ask about the reason or cause behind an action, event, or situation? In other words, why help us understand the background or purpose of something that happened. The reason being asked can be either positive or negative depending on the context of the sentence. When? When is an interrogative word used to ask about time or a specific period in which an event or action takes place. In function to obtain information about when something happens, helping us understand the time, schedule, or sequence of an event in a conversation or situation. Who? Who is a question word in English used to ask about the identity of a person or group or people involved in a particular event, activity, or context. Who helps us identify the relevant person or subject in a context. Whom? Whom is an interrogative pronoun used to ask about a person who functions as the object in a sentence. In other words, who refers to the person who receives the action from the subject. In English, there is a clear difference between who and what. Who is used to ask about the subject, the one who performs the action, whereas one is used to ask about the object, the one who receives the action. Using whom help us understand the relationship between the subject and the object in a sentence, making the sentence structure more accurate and formal. Next, which. Which is an English question word used to ask someone to choose between two or more options. Its function is to obtain information about a particular choice from several available options. This word helps us make decisions or identify specific objects or people in a given situation or context. Whose. Whose is an English question word used to ask about ownership or belonging to a particular object, things, or person. In other words, whose is used when we want to know who owns something. How? How? The question word how is used to ask how something happened or is done. The varying to manner, process, condition, or quality. It is also used in questions related to which, time, duration, frequency, arc, method, distance, and quantity. The following explanation is a general formula and example sentence. What? What must be the subject used to ask for identification or explanation of something. Example sentence. What is your name? What plus do, do's, did plus subject plus verb used to ask about an activity or job. Example sentence. What do you do? What does he want? What did you eat for lunch? What plus noun plus be plus subject used to ask about the type, kind, of specification of something. Example sentence. What color is your bag? What plus be plus subject plus like. WH used to ask about the characteristic or appearance of someone or something. Example sentence. What is your teacher like? What is the weather like today? What plus for used to ask about purpose of reaction. Example sentence. What is this for? What did you do that for? Where? Where plus be plus subject used to ask the location of a person or things. Example sentence. Where is my book? Where plus do, just, did plus subject plus verb used to ask the place where an action happens. Example sentence. Where do you live? Where does he work? Where did you buy this bag? Where plus have, has, had plus subject plus past participle used to ask where something has happened or someone has been. Example sentence. Where have you been? Where has he gone? Where plus modal verb can, will, shall, etc. plus subject plus verb used to ask about possible or future location. Example sentence. Where can I find the library? Where will we meet tomorrow? Why? Why plus be the subject used to ask the reason for a state or condition. Example sentence. Why are you sad? Why is the sky blue? Why plus do, does, did the subject plus verb used to ask the reason for an action. Example sentence. Why do you study English? Why does he cry? Why did they leave early? Why plus have, has, had the subject plus past participle used to ask the reason for something that has happened. Example sentence. Why have you come late? Why has he gone home? Why plus modal verb can, will, shall, etc. plus subject plus verb used to ask the reason for possibility, plan, or obligation. Example sentence. Why shall apologize? Why will the move? Why cannot you join us? Next, when. When plus be plus subject used to ask the time of an event or situation. Example sentence. When is your birthday? When was the meeting? When plus do, does, did the subject plus verb used to ask the time and action happened or happened. Example sentence. When do you usually wake up? When does the class start? When did you arrive? When plus will plus subject plus verb used to ask about future time. Example sentence. When will we meet again? When will they finish the project? When plus have, has, had the subject plus participle used to ask when something has been done or completed. Example sentence. When have you seen him? When have they left the city? Who. Who plus be the subject or complement used to act about someone's identity or role. Example sentence. Who is he? Who are they? Who plus verb as subject used when who is the subject of the sentence to ask who performs the action. Example sentence. Who called you? Who brought the glass? Who helped you yesterday? Who plus do just did plus verb plus object is when who is the object to ask who received or was affected by the action. Example sentence. Who do you love? Who does she meet every day? Who did they invite? Who plus modal verb can, will, shall, etc. plus verb used to act who has the ability, possibility, or responsibility to do something. Example sentence. Who can help me? Who will come tomorrow? Next, one. One plus do or does or did plus subject plus verb used to act who received the action. Example sentence. Whom did you call? Whom does he love? Whom did they trust? Whom plus be plus subject plus complement used to act about the person someone is related to. Example sentence. Whom is the letter for? Whom are you talking about? Whom was the gift sent to? Preposition plus whom plus auxiliary or modal plus subject plus verb used in formal or written English when the preposition comes before verb. Example sentence. To whom did you give the book? For whom are these flowers? With whom will you go? Whom plus have or has or had plus subject plus past participle used to act who was involved or affected in a completed action. Example sentence. Whom have you invited? Whom had they met before? Which plus noun plus be the subject used to act with specific things or person from a known set. Example sentence. Which color is your favorite? Which student is the class leader? With plus do or does or did the subject plus verb used to ask which option or item someone chooses or prefers. Example sentence. Which movie do you like best? With subject choose, see, teach. Which dress did you buy? Which plus ones used to ask for a specific choice when options are visible or not. Example sentence. Which one do you want? Which ones are new? Which plus modal heard, can, will, so, etc. plus subject plus verb used to act about possible or future choices. Example sentence. Which car can we ask today? Which tip will we the match? Which road shall we take? Next, words. Words plus noun plus be plus this or that plus test or thus used to ask on something. Example sentence. Whose book is this? Whose bags are this? Whose plus noun plus be plus subject used to act about the owner of something in a sentence. Example sentence. Whose pencil is on the table? Whose phone is ringing? Whose idea was that? Whose plus noun plus do, just, did plus subject plus verb used when the question involves an action with possession. Example sentence: whose car did you borrow? Whose house does she visit over? Whose bag to take her? Whose plus be plus none complement. Used to ask who something belongs to. Without repeating the noun. Example sentence: whose is it? Next, how. How plus be or verb the subject used to act about the way or manner something happens. Example sentence: how are you? How was your trip? How plus adjective or adverb plus be or verb the subject used to act about degree or extent of something. Example sentence: how tall are you? How fast can he run? How difficult is the test? How plus to just did plus subject plus verb used to act about the way an action is done. Example sentence: how do you make this cake? How did they get her? How does she study English? Final explanation is how various. Expression 1. How old? Many. Each. Example: how old are you? 2. How much? Rich or amount. Example: how much money do you have? 3. How many? Quantity. Example: how many students are there? 4. How long? Duration. Example: how long in the class? 5. How far? Distance. Example: how far is your house? 6. How often? Frequency. Example: how often do you study? So, the conclusion of the WH question word material is that it's not just a question word, but way for us to understand the word more deeply. With words like what, like, and how, we learn not just to ask questions, but also to think critically and find the meaning behind each answer. So, let's keep asking questions, because from on simple question, extra dictionary understanding often emerges.